Gaza and, of course, Hezbollah, although the skirmishes with Hezbollah are really skirmishes, not a big war. Um, there's so much conflicting information flying around and misinformation. We were told that the 2,000 Marines that were coming on 3 landing ships are here to provide assistance and aid, not combat, like medical and things like that. Now we're hearing that they're expeditionary force combat troops. My best take is this: one of these landing ships can hold 1,850 Marines. And they also could bring their gear, like transport, tanks, artillery, rocket launchers, blah, blah, blah. So they could have put almost the same amount on one ship, but why 3 ships? Well, I think they're coming to evacuate the American passport holders in Gaza, who would be American citizens, and they say there's approximately 500 of those. Are all 500 going to leave? Probably not. They may get, when I look at them gathering at the Rafah Gate with Egypt, you see, 60, 80, I don't know, you don't see 500. The Egypt doesn't want them, and the Hezbollah, Hamas has blocked the path to the gate in times past, although Israel tries to keep it open. They haven't gotten out yet. That much we're pretty clear on. So what it looks like America would do is take the landing ships and land on the beach. Gaza has beaches, right? Like Miami Beach beaches, right? Land on the beach and be there to greet the American citizens. They may try to take other citizens out of there too, if they have a foreign passport from a friendly country with America, and load them on to their landing craft and get them out. Now, they're not going to be there singing, give peace a chance when they're on the beach. They're going to be, loaded for bear, There's going to be planes overhead, helicopters overhead. If Hamas tries to attack them with rockets, that would be pretty stupid. I don't think Biden will think that's a great thing they did, and he'll get really agitated, as would just about any leader, So that's my best guess on what this is about. 2,000 Marines to fight with us is a drop in the bucket. To make a dent, 5,000 would be a dent. 15, 25,000 would be an appropriate amount to really get into the fight, not 2,000. So I think that's what they're there for. Would Hamas run over there and engage them with, Katyusha rocket launchers, machine guns, grenades, and they're capable of anything. What would happen is Apache helicopter gunships or other gunships, helicopters, would be flying in and mowing them down. Jets would be there trying to eliminate them, and the Israeli forces would be there in mass with tanks on personnel carriers, helicopters, jets, annihilating them. We would never, ever in a million years let American troops take fire on Israel's soil without going to the ends of the earth to wipe out who's ever doing it. This I can guarantee you. But if Hamas is just going to shoot rockets at them and hit them, they're shooting rockets into Israel every day, and we can't seem to get it to entirely stop. Even though we bomb them every day, it still keeps going. They're in tunnels underground. They have a big tunnel network called the Metro, after the London tubes, the subway system in London. So, we're sitting here and, waiting to go in. Every elected political leader and every general and admiral and defense minister is constantly telling us, unequivocally, we will destroy Hamas completely. They'll never make a comeback. Netanyahu, all of them, no exceptions. Is it possible? We read that Biden told Israel no invasion. That I read. But how can they do that? Because Israel is taking like 200 rockets a day, maybe more. Not from Lebanon, from Hamas and Gaza. Mostly in the south at Ashdod and Ashkelon. And every day they take a few pokes at the Tel Aviv Central Israel area. So what are we supposed to do? Keep this going for perpetuity? So if Biden said no invasion, which I read in print, and all the leaders of Israel, I mean all of them, the left wing, the right, even Herzog is saying we got to eliminate Hamas completely so there's no comeback. And it's against Biden's wishes. What would Biden do? He would come here. He'll be here tomorrow, Wednesday. From what I could tell, the Israel people, we the people of Israel, are in no mood to have anybody tell them that we got to leave Hamas alone to live in peace. Because we know they're going to go back and do this with a vengeance to get even for our counterattack. We know this. Do we think this? No, we know it. Nobody's going to go for it. Netanyahu can't sell it to them. He can't. It's impossible. Okay? You can't tell the people of Israel it's over, you got your pound of flesh, go home, forget it. You can't do it. It's impossible. So Biden needs to come here, and I don't know what in the world he's going to say. He may threaten Israel. I'm not kidding. Is that going to change Netanyahu's mind? No. If he threatens Israel, Netanyahu's going to say, what do you want me to do? I can't do it. They'll overthrow me. They'll do a vote of no confidence. They'll do anything. They're not going to put up with it. You can't. That's no solution. And it's stupid for Israel because we're just going to be right back here again in a few months or weeks or days. That's not an option that Biden could sell to Netanyahu. Okay? That's an option that would have to be at the point of a gun. They're not. Biden's not going to go point any guns at us at this point. So I think they have another plan. The other plan could be to use bunker buster bombs on the tunnel network Hamas is in and get them that way. Would the Israeli public care if America came and bombed the bejeebus out of Hamas in their tunnels and they died like rats in a hole? No, they wouldn't care. As long as they verified it and knew it was real. They have to have it verified, believe me. If they knew it was real, that's it. Would they still want to do an invasion? Yes. They'd want to do an invasion to clean out whatever they could find in ammunition supplies, missiles, production equipment for weapons and missiles, any other facilities they have, any other tunnels they have. That wouldn't be a invasion. There's nobody to fight with, really. it would be a pretty mild thing, and I don't think there would be resistance to that from America. Everybody in Israel is of the opinion there's not going to be an invasion until Biden gets here. Well, maybe, maybe not. I have no information one way or the other. I don't think anyone else does either. I'm not expecting it. If there's a way to get them in the tunnels, America would, and the Pentagon probably figured it out. I mean, you got only so many options, like fire. How are you going to get fire in there? Bring 200 or 300 gasoline trucks that fill up service stations, put the hose in there and start pumping, and then light up a Marlboro and drop it in. Yeah, come on. It would take hundreds of trucks to do it. It would take days. They could shoot Katusas at the trucks, and well, if the trucks got diesel oil, they probably aren't going to burn that good. But diesel oil doesn't burn that good. You got to use another kind of regular gasoline, like high test or something, high octane, like I guess. Aviation fuel even better. I don't think that's a viable option. I don't think so. Water. Egypt did that, flooded tunnels. It's pretty far from the ocean, so that's a big trip. I don't. We could use an awl, a big awl, and like for mine equipment, and dig a 5, 6, 7, 8 inch hole all the way down to the tunnels. But they're certainly going to hear it coming. Getting water in there would probably be overwhelmingly difficult. Gas. What? Israel and America together, I guarantee you, are not going to use chlorine gas, mustard gas, or any prohibitive chemical or biological weapon. They won't use it. What about using riot-controlled gases like irritants for skin and eyes and breathing? Yeah, and not fatal. They might try that if they could get enough of it in there. They'd have to get a lot of holes, and they'd have to have a ton of it. In my opinion, it's not feasible. Also, a sleeping gas put everybody to sleep in the tunnels. But again, I don't think it's feasible. The network of tunnels is too vast, deep, and you'd have to enter, maybe in 40 or 50 points, and they know it's coming. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. What I'm seeing is bunker buster bombs. Now, they could give them to Israel, but Israel doesn't have planes big enough to carry big bunker buster bombs, so America would have to do it, and that would mean America entering into war against Hamas. And would America do that? Well, it would depend on what they wanted to get out of it. And Israel doesn't want America killing Hamas. They want Israel to have that pleasure, as they see it. So it could happen. If they give us the bunker bombs and they're effective, big ones, and we could fly planes with it. I mean, they could always give us the planes and we could spray Israeli paint on it and, make it look like Israel, and they fly it or something like that. I don't know what they're going to do, honestly. Biden may come here and lay the law down and say, look, you go into Gaza, you keep the fighting up, we're leaving. We can't, we can't take a chance. We're leaving. That's something I doubt they're going to do, because then they're leaving Israel to control their own destiny. They don't know what God's going to do about that. And it just is out of character. They're not going to do that. So what will they do? I don't know. I don't know. Why did they not fight Hezbollah when Hezbollah opened up a second front? Oh, come on, that's not much of a second front. It's just harassment. That was the type of answer we got, according to what I've been reading through Israel. Are they right? Yeah, they're sort of right, but it's still a second front. They shouldn't open up a mouth if they don't intend to keep it, you know. They should have said, well, if Hezbollah opens up a substantial front and starts pelting your cities with missiles, we'll get in it. And, you know, so we're fighting with Hezbollah, but it's very superficial, sporadic fighting. Rifles, they fire Cornet anti-tank missiles. There's artillery being used, mortars, not a lot other than that. None of us in Israel, except the military and the intelligence and the security services, know how much or many weapons and aircraft and troops that America has brought into Israel. Okay? And why should they tell anybody? So we're in the dark, and we don't know how much resources are in. I ordered some groceries today, and there was a lot of outages in the supermarkets of odd things, but, you know, meat was plentiful, cheese was plentiful, fruit and vegetables was plentiful. Some toilet paper was shorted out, but I keep a large supply in the house. Somebody's going to say, yeah, no wonder he's full of crap. Just kidding, just kidding. There was more outages than normal by about fivefold, but it was still quite manageable, you know. It really was. Sliced sandwich meat I couldn't get, which I use as treats for the dogs because it's cheap, but I have a little bit of the supply. I couldn't get it, and I don't know why. It could be that a lot of food went to the soldiers because reservists were called up, and that would be a convenient food because the mess kitchen could make sandwiches for them on the fly pretty easily. You know, you have 2 pieces of bread, sliced chicken, sliced turkey, sliced beef, salami, smack it in the bread, mustard, mayonnaise, tomato slice, lettuce, pickle, wrap it, here's your lunch. You know, it's easy to do, right? I think that's where it went. I never saw them run out of all the different brands of the sandwich meat, even the expensive ones. So a lot of the drain that we got was probably as a result of the military pulling a lot of food, and that'll go away in a few days. El Al is offering to fly reservist soldiers back to Israel for free if they're reporting for duty, and I'm not sure about what countries, but I'm sure it's Europe and America. If you're hearing that bell, it's another rocket came in. Let me look at the chat and see what's cooking over there. Let me see what's going on. I gotta click it again. Hold on. So, what else can I tell you there? So it's rather depressing. We don't know when we're going in. They keep telling us we're going to go in, but we don't know when. Or they know and they're not telling us. But it doesn't make sense that they would all be telling us we're going to destroy Hamas so they never come back again. And they're telling us there'll be a ground invasion. And then not do it. Now, like I said again, if it's going to be done with bunker buster bombs, and we can verify they're blown into smithereens. I don't know anybody in Israel that's going to complain. They'll give Biden a hand of applause, because then that means no Israeli soldiers got killed. What's Hezbollah going to do then? Or what's Iran going to do then? They'll have to react against America. The way they think is America will have to pay a price for that. We don't know much more about the hostages. I would think that they're telling us about 250 from many different countries. And my opinion is there would be in at least 5 or 15 or 20 locations. So it's a tactical nightmare. It is. It really is. It really is. So what I'm told, humanitarian aid has not gotten in yet. Not gotten in yet. The Hamas people impersonated UN personnel, took trucks to the UNWRA food warehouses where they store emergency food, and they liberated a massive amount of these, like instant meals you could hand out to people in a disaster zone or something like that. Truckloads and truckloads and truckloads out of the warehouses. So you can rest assured that Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and the other fringe terrorist groups have plenty of food. And I'm sure they raided all the water before it was cut off. They got water. They don't have electricity, but they're still running their generators. They may never run out of fuel. I don't know. It may keep going for another week. I don't know. They tell you every day they're going to run out, and they seem to keep going. The general people are suffering. Egypt doesn't want them. Jordan doesn't want them. Nobody wants them. Everybody wants to scream how much they love them, but none of them are going to take them in their country. Their role in the greatest scheme of things as the enemies of Israel is that they're human shields for Hamas, and they perform work to keep Hamas functioning in Israel. They farm, they work in food factories, they work retail, they work repairing vehicles, and things like this. They make clothes or whatever. And they don't want to let go of that. If they let go of that, then Gaza turns into a military base for Hamas only, and then, bombs away, What Hezbollah is going to do is a good question. What Iran's going to do is a good question. Every day they threaten us that if the attacks on Gaza don't stop, there's going to be a regional massive upset with attacks on American soldiers around the Middle East. And they'll attack Israel and all this stuff. And America says they attack Israel. We'll get into it. Look, Biden, I don't think, wants to see Israel run over at all. But he wants Israel to listen to him. And I don't think the Israeli politicians are in the mood for that. Maybe Netanyahu would be, but he can't. There's too many people that are not going to let him. I'm thinking. So I think we're just going to have more of the same until Biden comes in. Will Hamas try to shoot rockets at where Biden is at the Ben Gurion airport? Now, he may not land at the Ben Gurion airport. He may land at a military airport. He could land in other places. Wherever he is, if they know where he is, they'll try to shoot missiles at him. They did that with Blinken. Other heads of state are coming to Israel to show support constantly. Macron's coming here. From France. I don't think that's going to be a big impact one way or the other. Macron does nothing about anything, as far as I know. He never invaded Niger after they threw him out. That's Macron going to do. Great Britain's hanging in there, ready to give us support. Germany's hanging in there, and Italy. There's a lot of people that will come help Israel. We got to consider Hezbollah is scared. The word we got is the American analysts and the Israeli analysts, looking at the picture with Hezbollah, came to the conclusion that Hezbollah does not want a war. Hezbollah, the skirmishes with missile or Cornet, tank missile and mortars and stuff like that, it's to save face, to show their other allies in the terrorist factions, look at us, we're pelting it out to them, Uh, they did disable our cameras in some places at the border fence and our sensors. And that would mean they're going to try to do an infiltration, and kill Israelis, but civilians. But the military ultimately is going to replace that equipment. And they have plenty of soldiers on the border. We have an army up there, and we just cover up the loose ends and the openings. It's not a problem. They're not going to get anywhere. Most of Israel is functioning, but a lot of Israel is worried with the bomb shelters. Central Israel, South Israel, people up by the Lebanese border have been evacuated. Set of roads been basically evacuated. It's a problem. Tonight could be a very bad night because they want to get their last licks in before Biden gets here. Because they don't know what Biden's going to come up with or not come up with. And then again, tomorrow could be a very, very, very bad day while Biden is here. And I will keep watch on it and keep doing information. Look, if you want to follow the war closely, YouTube is not the correct venue. If I come on and do live streams, I'll only notify the subscribers 3 times in 24 hours. When I was covering mostly on YouTube, I'd come on 6, 7 times a day. 5, 6, So YouTube doesn't work. Also, I use Telegram, and Telegram works. Telegram is free, the app is free, it's all free. Telegram has 700 million members. I've got almost 600 members, and I've been there for years. Nobody ever had any trouble at all, ever once, of any type. It's great. No censorship. I can say what I want. And it's encrypted, so Google doesn't pick the stuff up, okay? You would just be reading and listening to the videos and the live and the pictures that I get put up on the channel. And so you're kind of lurking in the background. Nobody kind of really knows you're there, I guess you could say. People love it. People are not leaving. They like it. So the way you do it is you download the app, which is called Telegram Messenger. Telegram Messenger. You install it, then you send me an email. My email address is israelgiving with the number 7 at Gmail. Israelgiving with the digit 7 at gmail.com. Just put in the subject header Telegram. You don't have to write anything else. And I will send you the invite link in a return email. When that comes, you click on it, boom, you're in. That's it. It's easy. Then you can invite your friends and relatives if you want. I translate from Arabic posts from my Gaza sources and things like that, right? I translate from Iranian sources too, but I don't get a lot of good information from them. That's from Farsi. And I translate a lot from Hebrew, from Israel. So you're going to get a lot of stuff you're not going to get elsewhere. And the news is going to come very, very fast. Not like the mainstream media. So that's really the way to cover the war. All right? I will keep doing intermittent updates on YouTube, but that's what you should really do if you want to cover this. All right? And I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm out. Thanks.